Degrees of plagiarism. Although plagiarism essentially means copying somebody else's work, it is not always easy to define. Working with a partner, consider the following academic situations and decide if they are plagiarism. Situation: copying a paragraph but changing a few words and giving a citation, cutting and pasting a short article from a website with no citation, taking two paragraphs from a classmate's essay without citation, taking a graph from a textbook, giving the source, taking a quotation from a source, giving a citation but not using quotation marks, using something that you think of as general knowledge. Example: large areas of rainforests have been cut down in recent years. Using a paragraph from an essay you wrote and had marked the previous semester without citations. Using the result of your own research. Example from a survey without citations. Discussing an essay topic with a group of classmates and using some of their ideas in your own work. Giving a citation for some information but misspelling the author's name. The exercise shows that plagiarism can be accidental. For example, situations than above when the author's name is misspelled is technically plagiarism but really carelessness. In situation 9, your teacher may have encouraged you to discuss the topic in groups and then write an essay on your own, in which case it would not be plagiarism. Self plagiarism is also theoretically possible in situations. It can be difficult to decide what is general or common knowledge. Solution 6. But you can always try asking colleagues. However, it is not easy. It is not good excuse to say that you didn't know the rules of plagiarism or that you didn't have time to write in your own words. Nor is it adequate to say that the rules are different in your own country. In general, anything that is not common knowledge or your own ideas and research, published or not, must be cited and referenced. Avoiding plagiarism by summarizing and paraphrasing. Quotations should not be overused, so you must learn to paraphrase and summarize in order to include other writers' ideas in your work. This will demonstrate your understanding of a text to your teachers. Paraphrasing involves rewriting a text so that the language is substantially different while the content stays the same. Summarizing means reducing the length of a text but retaining the main points. See Unit 1.6 Paraphrase and 1.7 for summarizing. Read the following. Normally, both skills are used at the same time, as can be seen in the examples below. Read the following text and then compare the five paragraphs below, which use ideas and information from it. Decide which are plagiarized and which are accepted. Give your reasons in the table. Railway manias. Railway manias. In 1830, there were a few dozen miles of railways in all the work, chiefly consisting of the line from Liverpool to Manchester. By 1840, there were over 4,500 miles. By 1860, over 23,500. Most of them were projected in a few bursts of speculative frenzy known as the railway manias of 1835 to 7, and especially in 1844 to 7. Most of them were built in large part with British iron machines and know-how. These investment booms appear irrational because in fact few railways were much more profitable to the investor than other forms of enterprise. Most yielded quite modest profits and many none at all. 1855, the average interest on capital sunk in the British Railways was a mere 3.7%. From the Age of Revolution by Eric Hobsbawm, 1955 p. 45. Between 1830 to 1815, there was very rapid development in railway construction worldwide. Two periods of especially feverish growth were 1835 to 7, 1844 to 1847. It is hard to understand the reasons for this intense activity since railways were not particularly profitable investments and some produced no return at all. Hobbes won 1995 to 45. There were only a few dozen miles of railways in 1813, including the Liverpool to Manchester line. But by 1840, there were over 4,500 miles and over 22,500 by 1850. Most of them were built in large part with British capital. British iron machines and known how, and most of them were projected in a few bursts and speculative frenzy known as the railway manias of 1835 to 7 and especially in 1844 to 7 because most of yielded quite modest profits and many none of money none at all. This investment booms appear irrational in fact pure railways were much more profitable to the investor than other forms of enterprise. Hobsbawm 1995 to 45. As Hobsbawm 1995 argues, 19th century railway manias was partly irrational because in fact few railways were much more profitable to the investor than other forms of enterprise. Most yielded quite modest profits and many none at all. In 1855, the average interest in capital sunk in the British railways was a mere 3.7%. Hobsbawm 1955. Globally, railway network increased dramatically from 1830 to 50. The majority in short periods of many years. 35 to 7 and 44% British technology and capital were responsible for much of this growth, yet the returns of the investment were hardly any better than comparable business opportunities. Hobsbawm 1895. The dramatic growth of railway between 1830 to 50 was largely achieved using British technology. However, it has been claimed that the much of this development was irrational because few railways were much more profitable to the investor than the forms of enterprise. Most yielded quite most modest profits and many none at all. Plagiarized or acceptable. Avoiding plagiarism by developing good study habits. Few students deliberately try to cheat by plagiarism, but some develop poor study habits that result in the risk of plagiarism. Working with a partner, add to the list of positive habits. Plan your work carefully so you don't have to write the essay at the last minute. Take care to make notes in your own words, not copying from this source. Keep a record of all the source you use. Example author, date, title, page, number, publisher. Make sure your in-text citations are all included in the list of references. Does your college or university have a policy on plagiarism? Look on the website to find out. It may raise some issues that you want to discuss with your colleagues or your teacher. If you can't find anything for your institution, try one of these sites.